All right. Hopefully that continues.
You're good now.
I have a new computer, and I have a new teleprompter, and I have a new mic, and it's all like I wanted to get it up today, but if I did, then I wouldn't have gotten anything else done. So I have to wait till tonight. So apologize for that. What I was saying is that I saw that. Oh, so I guess you guys weren't hearing me that we were going to give it a couple minutes till everyone joined. Sorry about that. So Russ had said I completed lesson 1, 81 score. Lesson 2 went crazy, asking repetitive questions. So should I just run God prompt? Well, so there's a couple things there. Once you have a score above 80, you can run the God prompt, and you should, to see like how valuable the insights that it's giving you. Now, it's totally possible that it knows a bunch about you, but you haven't really had any in-depth conversations with it. So the God prompt might be, when you look at the output, it might be lacking. And so then if you feel it's lacking, then you need to have more personal conversations with it. I gave you 3 versions of which I will talk about in a second, of the God prompt for that reason. But understand that questions can seem somewhat redundant, and it might be that ChatGPT went on its own thing. And if it did, then you got to like curtail it back, and you can do that by kind of looking at the questions in the prompt and seeing if it's following that. But if it is following that and you feel like the questions are redundant, just understand that it's trying to make sure that what it feels about you, what it thinks about you is accurate. So it's not uncommon to do a day of prompt, like a daily prompt, and actually have your score go down because the way you answered it wasn't congruent with the way that you answered everything else before that. And so now it is got less certainty, right? Anytime that you're interacting with any AI, if the AI is a good AI, like built well, right? There's this moment, right, where AI is kind of like before you respond, AI has a prediction of how you're going to respond. And then you either respond in the way it predicted, which then validates what it was assuming about you, or you answer in a way that it didn't expect. And then it has an opportunity to look at why it assumed what you were going to do that you didn't, and start to correct itself, right? So every interaction is an opportunity to learn or to reaffirm what it already thinks. And so sometimes redundancy is useful for that, to kind of make sure, you shouldn't see the same exact question, but, similarly worded makes sense in certain areas. So just wanted to share that. And then in addition to that, what was I going? Well, I guess I have some housekeeping stuff first, so we might as well kind of do the housekeeping stuff while I'm on screen looking at you, and then we can get to the slides now. So okay, let's. It's important. So let's. I was given some information here. Let's see for the different cohorts I'm talking to today. All right. Okay, so so first thing they asked me to talk about is lifetime access. What does that mean? And so I want to help you understand what it means and just explain what you get, okay? The one thing that you don't get, let's just start there and then everything you get. The one thing that you don't get is the ability to keep attending the live version, right? And that's because, like, if we kept allowing people to attend the live version, we'd have close to 1,000 people on this live version already. And then the next cohort, they would be bigger, and the next cohort, it would be bigger, and the mastermind would be bigger and bigger. So, like, that's not fair to the new people. So, right, like, there were a couple people who said they were far behind and they're not even sure they can attend, like, the next lesson or something like that.
Oh, Stephen.
The Facebook group. And let me see if I can. Is there a way to mute everybody?
The one in,
See if I can.
I'm like right in the middle of something right now, but if you.
Hold on. We're going to try and mute him. Go to participant. Okay. Mute all. There we go. Cool. Mute all.
Hey.
There we go. I just muted everyone. Yeah, so being on the live is not fair to the new people. And so what I commented in the Facebook group is like, if you don't think you're going to make the live ones, then you might want to actually be in the next cohort and just like look at the videos of this one, since you're only allowed to be on a live cohort one time. But what you will get is you'll continue to have for lifetime access to the Facebook group. You'll get recordings of every cohort and every lesson and mastermind that I do for those, and you'll get it the very next day, right? It's just that you can't be on live for those because it just wouldn't be fair to all the new people, because like the classes will just get way too big. So I hope that doesn't like really make anyone feel bad. That's certainly not our intention. We want you to have access, and you'll have access to the resource center, and the resource center will grow, right? And you'll see as I evolve, because ultimately also, just to let you know, like where we'll take the live cohort eventually is much more expensive, and there'll be like a home study version. You know, I'm doing all these, or not a home study, but just a like standardized version. And when that standardized version is in place, then there won't be much difference between the standardized version and the live cohort with me, but some people want that experience. And so we'll be charging a lot more for the live cohort experience with me, like maybe $4,000 or $5,000. Whereas like the course will just be the price of what, like, you know, in line with what we've been charging for this, but growing a little bit. So that's kind of, just wanted to share that with you up front so that there's no confusion about what lifetime access is. Lifetime access means you get access to everything. And even the new calls and the masterminds, you just get it the day after it recorded, not live. Okay. Next, there'll in my slides today, there'll be a contest, and the contest is for $1,000 in cash, and there'll be two contests. There'll probably be three contests. There'll be a contest this week, next week, and the following week. So each time it will be for $1,000 in cash, and then we'll pick one of the people of the three. Not sure how we're going to do that yet, so I apologize. But one of the three people who won the $1,000 will then be selected to be flown down here with me to spend a full day with me, where I help them and either on their business, on AI stuff, whatever. It's your day. And normally I get paid about $15,000 to $20,000 a day for that, but that's gratis, so that's part of the prize. So with that stated, the only thing that I will add right now is that it is really cool to see that ChatGPT is going in the direction of where this course went, right? Like when we started teaching Zenith, I chose ChatGPT over all the other models because ChatGPT just seemed to have better memory across conversation. And because I didn't know why, and no one knew why, but it just seemed like that was better. I prefer actually in my day-to-day, like dealing with Claude, but ChatGPT knows me so much better. So I end up using both a lot. I usually create things in ChatGPT because it knows me so well, it knows exactly what I want to create. And then if I want to refine it, I move it over to Claude. But, the great news is that ChatGPT and has, they're moving in the direction of wanting ChatGPT to know you better than any other AI system knows you. That's why they just opened up memory, infinite memory of all the conversations that you have. And that's just going to make what we do that much easier. A lot. So really excited about that. It also means that you should be able to do things very easily inside of a project and outside of a project, right? And it all goes to memory. And so, for example, like generally, what I'm working on for the other cohort that's, numerous steps ahead of you, like certain types of prompts that they run the first prompt, like in whatever they have been doing, then create a new project for a very specific outcome where we're taking a lot of the output and putting it into that project for a specific thing. So that'll come, but I'm just kind of giving you like the 30,000 foot. All right, so I'm going to go to my slides in a second. I just hope that the experience, I hope that I hope that when you ran the God prompt, if you've run the God prompt, any of the three, that you got really valuable output for you. If you didn't, then it's really important that you have some more in-depth conversations with ChatGPT so that we can get that God prompt much more to your liking, because we're going to build off that. And by building off that, we kind of need that one to be good, because if we don't get that one good, what comes behind it is probably going to be lacking as well. Okay, so I am starting the slides. Well, James said to our liking or the truth. I guess I mean, yeah, not pleasant. Mine wasn't pleasant to read. I meant, like, do you think it has, like, it's enough? Like, it has said things about you that you're like, wow, I didn't know that. That seems true in some way. And, like, in that sense, do you like it? Not, is it your favorite thing to read? It certainly isn't my favorite. All right. Cool. All right. Let me go back to you guys here. Share. Hopefully I don't lose volume again. Or can you guys hear me? Hear me? Cool. All right. Okay, so in this phase, right, it's all about AI challenging you. So we use the God prompt to kind of create a picture of what's going on below the surface. And now we want to take what's going on below the surface and we want to start challenging it, right? Because it's one thing to know about these things, but we don't want these things to stick around. We want them to dissipate, right? So with that in mind, what we want to do is, oops, all right. Whoa. Okay. All right, so just to quickly recap, right? You got the continuity guide. The continuity guide was about setting up memory. And then you got the daily calibrations. The daily calibrations are, the multiple choice type questions that if you answer by giving more insight, that'll get you there faster. It'll take longer though, like, telling it when A is right, when C